We give kids cameras and they can start to see the world in a new way, in a fresh way, start taking pictures, and then they can articulate what worries them or what things they like about their community.
This gentleman here, and then this gentleman in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Bob Enholm. I'm with an organization, a nonprofit organization called Citizens for Global Solutions. And the work you're doing is really wonderful. When you talk about storytelling, you're really not telling all of the story because part of it is also values. Storytelling is the foundation is the values, and you're illuminating the values. What occurs to me, I'm a lawyer and I work on a wide range of issues, and what occurs to me is that these health issues really are not only health issues. They're issues relating to children, issues relating to women, issues relating to justice. And so I guess I would like to encourage each of you to think broadly about the values the world has, and there are some values we all share as human beings that America may need to learn a little about. I mean, I think sometimes we think we lead the world in everything, and in fact, like the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, the United States is one of the only countries in the world that hasn't adopted. Unbelievable. The UN Convention on the Rights of Women, the UN Convention, the International Criminal Court, all of these are international initiatives that could be illuminated and about which, frankly, Americans would benefit from learning a little more, and about which I think the whole world would benefit from knowing about our shared values, not just health, but justice and humanity. So thanks very much. Yeah.
Okay. We have one more in the back.
Hi, my name is Mike Drashkovich, and I have to thank Sally. I work at the One Campaign, so thank you. And to return the favor, I have to say I've seen the Living Proof Project, and it's one of the most compelling pieces of educational material, and it will really move you. So I do hope that does get around to everyone here. Before I get to my question, I also want to address Mariska and your project. Thank you for sharing that with us, and I hope you know that there's a movement now going on in the issues of maternal and child health, and that how these same women who are victims of rape are the future and hope for a lot of these developing countries. And so all you have to do is Google maternal and child health, and you'll see the amazing progress in this area, and I think it links very nicely to what you're doing. But 2 weeks ago, I attended to the testimony that you spoke of with Bill Gates and Bill Clinton, and I thought it was almost a watershed moment when to hear Bill Gates say that it is important, it's not only important, it's necessary that we have creative voices and storytelling people in this process to make aid more effective. And I thought this is so exciting because I come from not only international development background but also entertainment, so I see the value what you guys are doing to communicate this to other people. Can you talk a bit about the overall vision, the big picture, and where you see this movement and what you're doing, the work you're doing right now, where do you see that in 10 years? Like, what do you eventually want this to become?
Well, I think one of the things that, and thanks for the question, and thanks for the One Campaign's support of what we're doing. This was really a test drive for us. We wanted to see if people were interested in what Bill and Melinda were talking about, because heretofore they really hadn't been. People knew what the Gates Foundation was, they knew who Bill Gates was, but they weren't quite sure what we did as an organization. And so Bill and Melinda came here to DC and gave a speech called Why We Are Impatient Optimists. And they really are. They are optimistic people about what they see in the future. They hope that the resources that they're dedicating to vaccines and to research and development, I think, Bill is the ultimate optimist in that he refuses to give up on the notion that we are going to get an HIV vaccine. He knows that it is scientifically the most challenging thing we will take on, but he refuses to believe that we don't have the minds to be able to come up with it. So we hope that through the Impatient Optimist speech, which interestingly enough at Davos where they made the announcement of the decade of vaccines, almost every world leader in the developed world, so all the G8 leaders asked Bill to come to their countries to give the same speech. And so my hope is that through our own advocacy and through the use of Bill and Melinda's voice and the resources that we have at the foundation, that not only can we invest in advancements so there are permanent solutions to some of these global health issues, but that we have been able to educate not just those people in the capitals, policymakers that make the decisions, but also those people around the policymakers that help them make those decisions, and that the public in those areas. And I think that what we found is that there was an initial spurt in the last several years around these issues, around especially HIV and malaria. But I will be very candid with you when I come and talk to some people here in the Capitol that they're like, yeah, we're not really, that's kind of last year. And I mean, it's fascinating to me. I get told that there is a, quote, treatment mortgage now for people that are on ARVs. That we have spent, that we can't spend any more money because we've put too many people on treatment, and so now we have to stop because there is a, quote, long-term treatment mortgage. And I really hesitate to have policymakers tell us that people are now treated as a financial transaction. And so I think we have to really, what we hope that Bill and Melinda can do is really start to educate people about why this is necessary, why for the long-term health and development of the planet, that having a healthy society and a healthy, productive people in their home countries are going to benefit us for the long term. So over the next 10, in the next 10 years, I hope this becomes something that people talk about regularly. I hope it's something that they say, yes, it was a worthwhile investment by my government, regardless of whether I'm in France, it was fascinating. Bill went to see the president of Italy, and the prime minister, and they hosted the G8 last year, and they were just sort of dismissive about the commitments that they had made to this agenda. And I think we have to hold them accountable. The Canadians host the G8 this year. Let's hold them accountable. Next year it's France. Let's hold them accountable. They've made commitments, they've made promises, and so I think what we have to do is make sure that we are using our own collective voices through both people that have a worldwide stage and ourselves, that we hold countries accountable for the kind of commitments that they've made to these issues.
Thank you, Sally. Well, that was our last question for tonight. So I want to call your attention to the evaluation card in your information packets. They're very small, and it's just a few questions, and there is a drop box by the back door. And it will help us plan our future events if you'll fill them out. We really appreciate it. So I'd like to thank you all for coming for what has been a wonderful, inspiring evening. And I want to extend a warm thank you to all of tonight's speakers. We've all made so much progress towards improving health and well-being worldwide. And with the ongoing help of Capitol Hill, Hollywood, and young filmmakers like Alcides Suarez and others, we can unite the world in reaching our global health goals. It is possible, and we can do it. So thank you all for being here tonight.